I used to think currency was just money, dollars, coins, crypto, fiat. But no one told me the real currency was language. They never taught us that every time we speak, we spend. That every sentence is a transaction. Every word carries a charge. You pay attention. You spend time. You owe an apology. You're always in debt, but not to a bank. To a system of spells that you were born into and never questioned. Let me tell you what broke me open. It wasn't a religious epiphany. It wasn't a book. It was this realization. I didn't speak English. I spoke sorcery. Words that looked harmless on paper were binding me in invisible contracts. I said understand when I meant I get it, but in court, that means stand under jurisdiction. I said submit on forms, register my property, accept the charges, not realizing those were spells of surrender. And here's the wild part. I had been broke since birth, not just financially, energetically, because my name, my identity, my presence was collateralized the moment my parents signed the birth certificate. A contract I never saw, a code I never understood. My essence was turned into a bond, traded on markets I couldn't access, backed by my life force. And yet, they told me I was free. Nah, I was free range. Let out the cage just far enough to think I had space, but fenced in by words, oaths, contracts, clauses, and invisible ink. Language was the leash, and I had been walking myself. You want to know the hardest truth to swallow? I was doing it to myself. Every time I spoke without knowing, every time I agreed to terms I never read, every time I labeled myself with their definitions, I was paying the price in energy, focus, and manifestation power. And the system? It doesn't feed on your money. It feeds on your consent. That's when I found Dynamo Jack. Words Are Worlds wasn't just a metaphor. It was through Words Are Worlds I learned to speak like a builder, not a beggar. I stopped calling myself broke, and reality stopped giving me proof of poverty. I stopped calling things hard, and resistance started evaporating. I stopped speaking small and started commanding timelines. It was like my voice finally caught up to my soul, like I was remembering how to cast, not wish, to command, not hope, to architect, not survive. Now, I don't just protect my energy, I protect my language. I don't speak to vent, I speak to shape, because I finally got it. Your mouth is the wand, your brain is the altar, and your heart is the transmitter. And when they're aligned, you don't just talk different, you live different. This book didn't change my life. It handed me the source code and reminded me that I was always the one holding the pen. Words Are Worlds by Dynamo Jack is available on Amazon. Grab your copy today to start commanding your timeline.